vampire and dragon defeated. Oh, we had our fun. Finished every quest released in 2001. 22 full years of questing, banking a death we cannot do. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2002. Welcome back to September 9th, 2002. We are outside the fishing guild because we went fishing. A logical idea. Got some food that we are going to be using today. Possibly. Would be much more necessary if this was pre-EOC and if we were lower combat level, but it pays to be prepared. Hardcore account and all that. But before we get to where we need this food, we've got a few smaller updates to go through. On September 11th, 2002, the Report Abuse button was added. Here it is now. Sends a snapshot of recent chat and trade to customer support. Would make it very easy to catch all the people misusing the game and ban them once and for all. Use the Report Abuse system, and everyone misbehaving will be caught almost immediately. Another grand announcement that all cheating forevermore has finally been solved. Also, don't misuse the report abuse feature, because that will also be a bad idea. You will get flagged as malicious yourself, and you will also be banned. So, a powerful tool, but don't mess up. On September 19th, 2002, they're still working on the whole big 3D graphics update. And we got some previews of some of the graphics. For the animation side of things, they were going to be using a lot more frames to make things a little bit more smooth. So that's nice. And once again, reminding everyone to not enter their passwords on different websites, claiming that you can test the updates. That's not a thing. Stop getting hacked, please. You're making so much more work for the customer support team. And that leads us to the big update for today. And what a big update it really was. On September 24th, 2002, we got 3 updates, ranging from the very beginning to the very end. For new players, the tutorial island was added, teaching you how to play the game, like move around, talk to people, a introduction to most of the skills, just a little bit of guidance instead of just being chucked into the game and say good luck. Although the amount learned on Tutorial Island never is a huge amount, but there's been testing done with various lengths and how in-depth the tutorials are. And Tutorial Island has really just come out on top. Just, it gives you enough to work with. And then there's various paths and things. There's options. There's some things through the years. We're not too worried about that right now. We have our own line of things we're doing. Very much not on any best order of things to do. We've got the quest order in release, and it's a situation. Here we are. way at the other end of your play experience, we have RuneScape's first boss, the King Black Dragon. Situated way out in the wilderness. Well, technically, the dragon's not in the wilderness, but the way to get to him is way out there, near the lava maze. Very, very strong dragon. And as a reward for fighting such a strong dragon, you have the newest piece of dragon equipment. We've got the sword, there's the axe, and now the medium helmet. The dragon medium helmet is dropped most commonly by the King Black Dragon, but you can also get it through the ultra rare drop table from regular black dragons, black demons, and fire giants. Very, very rare. So don't get your hopes up for finding a dragon medium helmet at all. Would be very nice for us. A nice big upgrade over the adamant helmet we have. But I'm not expecting it. Especially since we'd have to actually fight one of those 4 things to be eligible for the drop. Either way, what we're most interested in is the third thing with this update. More in the middle. It actually does tie back to the Dragon Medium Helmet a little bit, because there are fire giants involved. It is Waterfall Quest. No requirements. You need a rope, some runes, and combat just involves running past things. Ultimately, this is way, way easier in Evolution of Combat now, just because of the stats of things have been changed so much. In RuneScape Classic, running past all these things with the 3 rounds of combat, very, very dangerous, very high level. In old school RuneScape, if you're careful enough to not get 1 hit, you can just do this quest right off the boat for the massive rewards it has. For us and our stats, we will do just fine. Although there are some complications, but we will get into that as we go. As is usual with some new quests, we get some new areas. Over here, a little bit further this way, I think the southern section of this map would have already been here, since it's in the same chunk as the northern bit of West Ardoin. But this northern bit is in the next chunk up, so this probably wasn't here yet. This is another instance of everything is cut off from the map. It's in the middle of an update for the world map. Working with what we got. And then we also have this bridge here, although it is going a slightly different direction. Still don't have the other bridge slightly lower down, but that's okay. Overall, we can get to this side of the river, even though as of right now there's not too much over there. So instead, we're going to head north into some new stuff that actually is things. Got a whole building here, and the waterfall of Waterfall Quest. Looking pretty fancy these days, with the whole moving water and everything. Very snazzy. And we're going to need to get up above there. We got some tombstone here. There's the coal rocks right over there. Very good stuff. None of the dwarves and stuff here yet. That's coming later. Need to make our way up to the top here, where we find a house up at the top of the rapids. Further north, we have nothing at all. There's no whirlpool. And here's where the barbarian outpost is eventually going to be. But we don't worry about that. We don't worry about that. Instead, we're just going to pop on in here to this house in such a scenic location. It's very nice. And talk to Almira. Hello. Ah, hello there. Nice to see an outsider for a change. Are you busy? I have a problem. Accept Waterfall quest. How can I help? It's my son, Hudson. He's always getting into trouble. The boy is convinced there's hidden treasure in the river, and I'm a bit worried about his safety. The poor lad can't even swim. Yeah, that is not safe. Between the fact that this is a very rapidy river leading to a waterfall, not being able to swim is not a good strategy. I could go and take a look for you, if you like. Would you? You are kind. You can use a small raft out back if you wish. Do be careful. The current downstream is very strong. I can see. I can see. Open this door. Board this raft. And in 2011, we'll be able to build a ruined rope rack to store ropes. Instead, for right now, we need to bring the rope ourselves. So we hop on this raft, push off downstream. Raft is pulled by the strong currents and smashes into a land mound, where we find Hudson. Right over here. His mom could just walk out into their backyard and see him down here. But that's none of our business. Hello, son. Are you okay? You need help? Looks like you need the help. Your mom sent me to find you. Don't play nice with me. I know you're looking for the treasure, too. Where is this treasure you talk of? Just because I'm small doesn't mean I'm dumb. If I told you, you would take it all for yourself. Maybe I could help. I'm fine alone. Hudson is refusing to leave the waterfall. I mean, as long as you don't fall down more, you stay right there. And now is where we use the rope. If you try to swim to this rock, you will fail entirely and fall down the waterfall. And we're trying to avoid that. So instead, we will lasso the rope fantastically and pull ourselves to safety. Brilliant. And then, to stop us from messing up and falling down, we can use the rope on the dead tree. And now we're over here. Tie the rope to the tree, lay yourself down on the ledge. Here we have a door in the middle of a waterfall. Wild. And if we try to open the door, again, problems. So instead, we'll just get in the barrel. Climb to the barrel and start rocking. Barrel falls off the ledge, and we did it. We're just perfectly fine. Back down here. Here is Gerald. You see us in our barrel? Were we very impressive? Hello. Hello, traveler. Are you here to fish or to hunt for treasure? Why do you say that? Adventurers pass through here every week. They never find anything, though. Another person talking about the treasure. Everybody's a treasure hunter out here. Very, very interesting. And we washed up shore next to this building. Let's talk to Hadley. Hello there. Are you on holiday? If so, you've come to the right place. I'm Hadley, the tourist guide. Anything you need to know, just ask me. We have some of the most unspoiled wildlife and scenery in Gillinor. People come from miles around to fish in the clear lakes or to wander the beautiful hillsides. It is quite pretty. Surely pretty is an understatement, kind sir. Beautiful, amazing, or possibly life-changing would be more suitable wording. Have you seen the Baxdorian Waterfall? Named after the elf king who was buried beneath. There is a bit of information. An elven king. First we've heard of elves. Can you tell me what happened to this elf king? There are many myths about Baxdorian. One popular story is that after defending his kingdom against the invading dark forces from the west, Baxdorian returned to find his wife, Glariel, had been captured by the enemy. This destroyed Baxdorian. After years of searching, he became a recluse in the secret home he had made for Glariel under the waterfall. He never came out, and is told that only Glariel could enter. What happened to him? Oh, I don't know. I believe we have some pages on him upstairs in our archives. If you wish to look at them, please be careful. They're all pretty delicate. And where else is worth visiting around here? There's a lovely spot for a picnic on the hill to the northeast. There lies a monument to the deceased elven Queen Glariel. It really is quite pretty. Who was Queen Glariel? Baxdorian's wife. The only person who could also enter the waterfall. She was queen when this land was inhabited by elven kind. Glariel was kidnapped while Baxdorian was away, but they eventually recovered her body and brought her home to rest. That's sad. True. I believe there's some information about her upstairs. If you look at them, please be careful. And how about this treasure everyone's talking about? Under the waterfall? Another treasure hunter. Well, if there is one, no one's been able to get to it. They've been searching that river for decades, all to no avail. Alright. Thanks. Enjoy your visit. So we said there's some information upstairs. We'll look around. Got some bookcases. Here we go. The book on Baxdorian. Get some more information about this elven king and his secret place under the waterfall. I mean, I guess it's not a very secret place, but actually to get inside of it, that's the secret part. The missing relics. Many artifacts of elven history were lost after the Fourth Age, following the departure of the elven colonies from these lands. The greatest loss to our collections of elf history were the hidden treasures of Baxdorian, specifically the rumored Chalice of Eternity. Some believe these treasures are still unclaimed, but it's more commonly believed that dwarf miners recovered the treasure early in the Fifth Age. Another great loss was Glariel's Pebble, a key which allowed her family to visit her tomb. The pebble was taken by a gnome many years ago. It's hoped that descendants of that gnome may still have the pebble hidden in their cave under the Tree Gnome Village. Unfortunately, the maze around that village makes it difficult to contact the gnomes to investigate this matter. Won't be too bad for us, what with all of our being a hero of the gnomes over there, and our ease of access through the maze. We can go investigate that. And the fall of Baxdorian. The love between Baxdorian and Glariel was said to have lasted over a century. Long lived these elves. They lived a peaceful life, learning and teaching the laws of nature. when their homeland in the far west was plunged into chaos by the dark forces, Baxtorian left on a dangerous campaign that lasted for 5 years. He survived to return to this land, but found his people slaughtered and his wife taken by the enemy. After years of searching for his love, he finally gave up and returned to the home he made for Glariel under Baxtorian Waterfall. Once he entered, he never returned. Only he and Glariel had the power to enter the waterfall. Since Baxtorian entered, no one else can follow him in. It's as if the powers of nature still work to protect his peace. And that's why we could not go inside earlier. The power of nature. Glariel and Baxtorian were masters of nature. Trees and flowers would grow, hills form, and rivers flood on their command. Baxtorian in particular had perfected rune lore. It was said that he could use the stones to control water, earth, and air. Here's the Ode to Eternity, a short piece written by Baxtorian himself. What care I for this mortal coil, where treasures are yet so frail? For it is you that is my lifeblood, the wine to my holy grail. And if I see the judgment day, when the gods fill the air with dust, I'll happily choke on your memory as my kingdom turns to rust. So he went in there after losing his wife, and then later she was found. Now she's over there. Not much we can do about that quite yet. So we're going to start by following up with the gnomes. So we're going to head down towards Tree Gnome Village. Let's use this bridge here, since we can. Head into this completely empty field with nothing in it. Pay no mind to the entire training camp here. That's actually going to be very soon, but not quite yet. Let's get into our doing here. I don't know if we can really go through this way, but that's alright. Either way, we can always get into, say, from that side. Can't go into West Ardoin this way. Not that there's really anything in there for us currently, so that's fine. Just need to get down a little bit further here and head around the fence and get over to the spirit tree, who can pop us right over into the village. We can also talk to Elkoi to just skip the maze part, but this is even faster, so that's good. And the specific gnome we're looking for, they're talking about down in their caves below. Let's head in here. Not much of a cave, full of enemies. Dangerous, all things considered. Gonna get attacked by a bat. Over here, search the crate that looks different than all the other crates. Grab a key. You never know when you might need a key. There is a tunnel over there that doesn't exist yet, so we're not going to worry about that. Instead, I'm going to run over to this side, full of hobgoblins, where we can see the only gnome down here. Now, let's go talk to him. The gate is locked. We found this key. You okay in there? It's just those blasted hobgoblins. I locked myself in here for protection, but I've left the keys somewhere, and now I'm stuck. I found a key. Well, don't wait all day. Give it a try. Okay. There we go. The key fits the grate. You open the gate and walk through. There you go. Fantastic. Talk to Golry. Hello. Is your name Golry? That's me. I've been stuck in here for weeks. Those goblins are trying to steal my family's heirlooms. My granddad gave me all sorts of old junk. Do you mind if I have a look? No, of course not. You look amongst the junk on the floor. Mixing with the junk on the floor, you find Glariel's pebble. Can I take this old pebble? Oh, that? Yes, have it. Just some old elven junk, I believe. We gave him the key. Thanks a lot for the key, traveler. I think I'll wait in here until those goblins get bored and leave. Okay, take care, Golry. And we get the pebble. Brilliant. Probably going to be waiting a while for the hobgoblins to leave here. They got like a jail cell over here. Kind of weird wooden structures. Not the best cave the gnomes have down here. Not the best. And now that we have Galariel's pebble, we learned from the book that we can now enter her tomb. So what we need to do is head back up that way, which is easy to do. Just use the spirit trees. Pop ourselves right up to the battlefield. The tree in Varrock is still kind of awkward to deal with, since the Grand Exchange and all the walls are in different places. Not a huge deal either way. We just need to head up this way. Back through Ardoin. No big complications. Do need to go take the other bridge, since this bridge doesn't exist yet. I'm not going to make this particularly slower or anything, so that's okay. We have had bigger situations with missing bridges that have been more annoying. This is very doable. No real problems. So get up here and head over to Galariel's tomb. Galariel's pebble has elven inscription. Can't be too surprised. It is very elven indeed. We read Galariel's tombstone. The grave is covered in elven script. Some of it is written in common tongue. It reads, "Here lies Galariel, wife of Baxtorian, true friend of nature in life and death. May she now rest, knowing only visitors with peaceful intent can enter." So if we try to use Galariel's pebble on the tombstone, place the pebble in the gravestone's small indent. It fits perfectly, but nothing happens. Between the information of the pebble being used to visit and the inscription of only peaceful intent allowed, we have the information we need to go Entrana style, dropping a bunch of our equipment on the ground. Don't know exactly how much of it. We'll start by just dropping a lot. We can probably just go all. Make things easier on ourselves. Pebble on here. And I think we still... Yeah, we need to drop the runes too. Originally, runes were allowed down in Galariel's tomb. But as it happens now, still nothing happening, huh? The Boots of Lightness? Really? Alright. Boots of Lightness. No peaceful intent discovered, apparently. Alright. Dropping, dropping, dropping. It gets continuously more awkward the more things we need to drop. There, you happy now? I now weigh more. It's perfectly, but nothing happens. Well, now I need to pick up my lobsters before they despawn. things should be happening here. That's kind of the whole idea. What else would we have in the inventory that she's not happy about? Inventory is too full. Sell, drop, or bank something. I don't think so. Those are things we're not going to do. Fits perfectly, but nothing happens. We should be at the point here. Glariel's pebble was hidden in a cave under the village. Yep. It was used to enter the tomb. Yep. Of course, nothing happens here. I guess we could try dropping even more things. As awkward as that is. Surely, money, feathers, a pestle and mortar, and coins aren't the problem, right? Like, what requirements are we missing here? Typically, this would be the point where you bank everything except for food and the pebble. So I guess we could try just going nothing but food and the pebble, which is incredibly awkward. It seems that that might be what the grave is looking for here. Alright, start by dropping just everything. Just drop it on the ground. Keep dropping. We need to be quick about everything now. This, and this, and this, and this, and these, and that, and this, and this, and this. But we gotta be quick about it now. There's a small indent, loud creak. Stone side slides backwards, revealing a ladder down, and we run inside. Here are some moss giants. They used to be a lot stronger. We're not gonna worry about that. Open up this chest, search it, get the Glariel's amulet. Fantastic. And then run over this way, past another moss giant. Level 24 is not even close to how strong they used to be. Also, they're not even aggressive. You search the coffin. Inside you find an urn full of ashes. Take the urn and close the coffin. So we've grabbed Glariel's amulet and Glariel's urn. Now we just need to run back upstairs, pick up everything we own off the ground. Wield some of it, wield some more of it. Alright. Pick up our lobsters. Inventory is a hot mess now. There we go. That everything? Did we get everything back? The coins went in the coin pouch. Well, that's not quite right. You know, so probably have the bank pin on currently. Withdraw. Yep. Realistically, if we're keeping everything on us like this, the bank pin's not going to do much for us. But that's okay. Whatever. Heading back up this way. We now have new items, an urn, and an amulet. It was said that only Glariel could enter under the waterfall. And so only Glariel would have Glariel's amulet. And also her ashes in this urn here. So between the two of those, we should be good to go under the waterfall. Make our way safely with our ropes here. Going right past Hudson again. Or, I guess his name's just Hudden. Hudon? Yeah, whatever. Not the Hudson River, just Hudden. Close enough. Enter the door. Peer through the door into a corridor. You walk through the door. And the rushing waves don't blast us out of the cave. Inside here, we have shadow spiders, skeletons, and fire giants. And a few different rooms. In this room, we got another crate that is a different color than all the other crates. slightly less mysterious to be which one keys might be in. In the middle room, we have a double door to some kind of dining hall area. And the last one we have a door to another door to another door. Here we get hit by some fire giants, which again are not very strong. Use the key we got to open that door and go into this next room. The power of instancing is showing us some hints about things. We got the main room with a chalice floating, the chalice on top of a pyramid over there, and a flooded one on that side. Some magical walls of you can't see past it could be nice here. Be a little bit less awkward about what's going on. Because when we go into this room, using our key, we're in this version. From here, we need to figure out how to get probably that one to happen. These would not have been visible before. That's okay. We got 2 statues and a cup in the sky. Around the sides, we have 6 pillars. And the hint about what we're supposed to be doing here is back in the book about backstorying, mastering air, water, and earth. What that means is put an air, water, and earth rune. Those are the right ones, right? Yep, air, water, and earth. No fire runes allowed. You use the rune on the stand, and it disappears in a puff of smoke. Which is a good thing. Presumably. Puff, puff, puff. Puff, puff, puff. All around the room. Each of the colors. Each of the runes. Many, many puffs of smoke to be had. And the 6th pillar. There we go. And then return Galariel's amulet. Which I don't think it really hints at. But we got an amulet, so there we go. Loud rumble, and the ground rises up before you. Now you have the option to take the treasure from the Chalice of Eternity. But that is not a good idea. Instead, we're just going to dump ashes into the chalice. One might think maybe bury it somewhere, but no. Dump it in there. We don't have enough space for our reward. We need 5 free slots. Yeah, that's fine. We will get rid of some lobsters here. And by get rid of, I mean eat. They're delicious. Galariel's urn in the Chalice of Eternity. There's a lot of text there. Carefully pour the ashes into the chalice as you remove the treasure of backstory. And so we still take the treasure. The chalice remains standing. Inside you find a mithril case containing 40 seeds, 2 diamonds, and 2 gold bars. Congratulations, you've completed Waterfall quest. Very cool. And here we get all those treasure, the mithril seeds, diamonds, and gold bars, along with 1 quest point and a whole bunch of experience. Luckily, we had just the levels required to get the correct XP here. 13,750 in strength and attack at level 60. So that gives us 61 attack. Nothing there. That's okay. If you did this at level 1, in like old school, you get like 30 attack and strength just for showing up. It's pretty good. it's pretty good. Alright. Drop the empty urn, drop the pebble, and we can leave this area. We'll fight a fire giant. They've got 670 health. Our sword is not particularly accurate. They do a little bit of damage. Yeah, the accuracy is definitely a situation here. I've got some plans that might involve fire giants. Most likely. It could be quite the grind based on what we're seeing here. You're not really going to get substantially stronger from just training skills, really. Can get some drops here, though. Mostly the big bones. Well, that's okay. Let's see. Do we want to get up the fire giant drop table right now? I guess. Just to see what we're working with here. Fire giants. They drop those rune arrows that we got there. Doesn't particularly look like it. We got the ultra rare drop table. Herbs, some runes, some metal equipment that's been replaced with salvages. No. Doesn't look like we get the arrows. What we do get is 63 constitution. Well, that's nice. Let's get out of here. We don't need to be leaving the Waterfall dungeon like this. We just are. Alright. And nothing for that level either. But still, 2 levels there. Not bad. Okay. So we got gold bars and diamonds. So how about we use some gold bars and diamonds? It'd be a reasonable idea, eh? Since we can skip the whole mining portion, go straight to Alcarid and do some crafting. With our crafting level, we can really not do too much with diamonds. That's okay. We can make a diamond ring. And I guess we make 2 diamond rings since we have 2 diamonds here. That makes sense. Head over to the crafting store. Get some crafting supplies, aka a ring mold. You don't need a chisel, since the gems are already cut too. It's fantastic. Drop this key. And if we want to go back into the Waterfall dungeon, we need to go get Glariel's Pebble, drop everything apparently, to get the amulet back. And that'll let us back inside. Well, another situation where we probably could not bring the cooking gauntlets, since they are combat classed and only destroy. That's okay. Let's make some diamond rings. A little bit of crafting experience for our efforts, I suppose. Diamond ring. And another one. Rings still don't really do anything at all, but we will keep this diamond ring for later use. One thing we can do, though, is alch these other rings. Why not? 2,115 gold for that one. And 210 for that one, so still worth it. We are now out of fire runes, though, so that's something. Then we have these mithril seeds, which you can plant in the ground and get some flowers for your efforts. That's interesting. We would get more value by just selling the seeds, though. There are rare versions of these flowers and all that. It's an interesting thing. But since we really can't keep things, it's not particularly important. We'll just get rid of it. And actually, back in Classic, it would make a tree instead of these flowers. If you try to use the seed indoors, it says you can't plant a tree here. And if you're underneath another piece of scenery where it would clip, you also can't plant a tree there. But if you're outside, you open the mithril case, drop the seed by your feet, and a tree magically sprouts around you. It can't be chopped down, lasts for 32 seconds, and it is a pointy tree. So, a very interesting item. Just grow some random trees for you. Wild. Not too useful. We're just going to sell them to a store and get another 3,500 coins for our efforts. So, grand total of our reward from Waterfall Quest, a bit of experience, and almost 6,000 coins. Honestly, that's not too bad. I will take 6,000 coins very happily. Okay. So now, that is pretty much it. We can't go back to Tutorial Island. We can't go fight the King Black Dragon. So I think that's pretty much done for this day. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. And so, we just need to move on to new quests, new stuff, next time. Goodbye.